Reached our final question of the evening. Thank you all again. We will start off this question with Mr. Little. Anniston faces several long-standing challenges and opportunities, from population stagnation, localized blight, to assuming ownership of Fort McClellan properties from the MDA. As mayor, what would you identify as the city's top priority, and what would be your first concrete step to address it?
First priority for addressing issues in the city, first priority is education. That's it, and that's creating a new education, building a new education complex, and you get a superintendent that lives here in Anniston and not roaming, not coming in and out of here. That's what you do. You make that happen. The second thing you do is deal with the hospital. Deal with the hospital board. That's where we don't kid ourselves. Education, hospital, healthcare is a major issue in this community. We have to reconstitute the hospital board. At one time, they had about a $40 to $70 million surplus. A few years ago, they borrowed money. What the heck's going on? Who has the money? Which way did it go? And who did it go with? All right? So we have to do something there. Then the next thing you have to do with crime. I believe that if someone, and I've talked with the legislators, and senators in here now, and I've let it here, you have people shooting and killing indiscriminately in this city. Shooting at the stores, gas stations, killing up kids. My thing about it, once they finish their sentences, they're banned from Anniston for X number of years. And another thing, these gang members, if you want to shoot and kill up everybody, we have a policy getting through legislation where they would get with the old Pelham Marines, get with the police department, the county, and the state, and rope off an area. And let them one end start on one group, gang start on the other end, one start, and meet each other and kill each other right out there. And the next thing you do, but before you do that, you have to go to the funeral home and pay for your funeral arrangement. Go down and do that. That's right. Pay for it. And have paid per view in there, and everybody pay to look at it, go down there and shoot each other up and get off this doggone street. And the money goes to crime and education. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Cheatwood.
Wow, how do you follow that, y'all? The pay-per-view, wow. So like I previously said, I think my number one first, they're kind of hand in hand to me, but City Hall, there's so much redundancy in staffing at City Hall at a leadership and a director level. Directors have assistants, we have assistant directors, we have more money paid in direct compensation at City Hall, where we could redirect that money to our police, our fire, our people out here in the field, boots on the ground. Our police officers are putting their lives on the line every single day, like Mr. Little was talking about with the gang violence, every single day. And there are secretaries at City Hall making more than a police officer. You tell me for 1 minute what a secretary's job is stressful about than a police officer. Anybody. I mean, that's open for questions. Because it's not. Their job is important, but a police officer is putting their life on the line. My father was a firefighter. He put his life on the line every single day. He was volunteering, so he did it for free. So that's where we need to start. We have got to stop the waste at City Hall. Redirect those funds. Second is the education in our city. We have to hold the board accountable. There appears to be zero accountability with the Board of Education. The board has to be present at council meetings. Period. The end. With a report every 2 weeks. Hey, this is where we are, and hold them accountable. Hold their feet to the fire. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the council holds the purse strings, and that's where the money's at. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Smith.
So I feel like I've been saying this literally since I was 16 years old and I first started attending school board meetings and city council meetings. The greatest issue we have in the city of Anniston is our education system. When we started properly addressing our education system, it will impact housing, it will impact crime, it will impact economic development. Families will want to move here, people will want to work here, people will want to play here. The problem that I have seen in being in this position is we are afraid to have difficult conversations, and those conversations are often race-baited because of the state of our school that it is in now. One thing that we need to do in order to address the crime that is impacted by our education system is to create programs to deflect the school to prison pipeline. If we can address our young people in third grade when they start that testing and give them programs and opportunity and exposure that will expand their horizons, imagine what they will do when you give them those resources. When you have a school board and a city council that knows those kids, that they can walk into the classrooms and they know who they know who they are. That made the greatest impact in my life, being able to see my leaders, being able to see that they cared about my education. I should not be able to drive 10 minutes down the road and they have 10 times of a greater opportunity in education based off of their zip code. That is the greatest issue that we have yet to face, and here's how I would fix that. I would ensure that we are having quarterly meetings with our school board, and we are utilizing supplemental funds, all 3 pots of funding, to address the needs. And we can create measurable goals on how we can consolidate the school system and make the greatest impact in our students' lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Woods?
Well, as many others have said, I should start with education. Our children's education is the key to our future. If our children are undereducated, what kind of future would Anniston have? We need programs in place for the children, a better education complex. As I believe he said there, a superintendent that actually lives here, for one. I seek the quarterly, as Ms. Smith said, quarterly meetings with state coordination meetings. I want to hold them responsible for our children's future. I want us to be communicate together about the future of the children. I want a brighter future for the children, beginning with their grade, as Ms. Smith said. I want them to be able to recognize our leaders and stuff. I want them to be well educated. That's all I have to say for now.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Foltz?
I totally agree with everybody. Education is key. If you're talking about bringing jobs and bringing energy here, I think that's key. But some things that have been said here, which is key as well, we got to have some serious conversations, and we can't have conversations where we have adversarial toward each other. The school system and the council have to work together. We have one thing that no other city around here faces. We got 2 private schools within the city of Anniston, and one time you had 3. No one else faces that. So we have, again, you got to have the right people there. Parents got to get involved. They got to come to the PTO meetings. They got to do those things that they're supposed to do. But we got to have hard conversations. And let's be honest, everybody knows can look and see how we can fix this. We got too many schools. We got to, and I've heard them talking about trying to streamline that to it. I know that's those conversations that are going on, but we're going to have to do those things like that. But we're going to have conversations where we're not having adversarial conversations, hard conversations behind closed doors. What's best for the kids? It's not about us. It's about what's best for those kids. It's about what we're going to do for those kids. Keep in mind, Anderson High was at one time was a predominantly white school. We got to be honest with that. We got to understand that everybody got to invest in this school. And we got to do those things and what's best for those kids, how we can bring them together, how we can work together to get them together. But not only education, we talk about crime. Y'all got to keep in mind, again, what the police has to go through, again, with all the things that are happening throughout this country, how police officers are portrayed. They're doing the best they can what they got, but we got to get better. Because you got to look at, we are a city of 20-some thousand, but we police 40,000 people because we got the PJ as well. So we got to look at what we got, but we got to have these hard conversations. How can we do this better? But the only way we're going to do this better is just say we got to have these hard conversations when we come back. You can't have your feelings hurt. You just got to do what's right.
Thank you.